22, and we've got the latest.
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jacks have taken a first-quarter lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking more downs in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
He covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out comes the Patriots offense as they'll get their first shot at things here. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win? Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for only a couple. On 2nd down now. It's Harris. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Patriots send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
86 yards rushing for it as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And boy, that was something to watch, wasn't it? How about the way these guys came out here in the first quarter? They really put their stamp on this game early with their play calls, and they certainly look good so far.
And that wound up traveling at even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. Johnson. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Ty Johnson punching it in from a yard away. And the Jets are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Blankenship out for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 14 carries, 61 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. He'll drop to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
They were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Here's a handoff out of the gun. A little juke, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. And here's Jackson on the option. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's able to get this up past the 30. Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He finds Corey Davis. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now it's Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. And this is caught. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. New England trying to get a place on offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Second and 6. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. New England on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Over the middle, complete. It's Webb. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's been in a pretty good group. They actually have more yards on the ground than through the air, but both have been good, pretty balanced.
And have we ever met a coach when we've talked to him before a game that hasn't mentioned wanting to be balanced?
No, because then you've got both sides hitting the defense. They don't know what to expect, right?
Really helps your play calling, because now you're in a position where you're confident in either aspect of the game. Dial it up and let it go. And so far, that's allowed them to lead.
Absolutely. Have the lead here in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw going to be caught by Davis. And some room to run now. Yeah, he gets this deep into Patriot territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll run the option right here on first down. He's to the 10. A solid stiff arm. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run this one into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And that'll set them back 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Jackson now. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
Blankenship's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, They just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
He's going to look downfield for Henry.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there for New England. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw.
And that's caught left side by the tight end Keene.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback. His guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things. And they like the fact that he's not blaming other people, because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
They get the guard out of Georgia Tech, Shaq Mason. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. This is Harris on the draw. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And his kick is indeed good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Let's go!
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd down, 6.
And to give this time to the tailback.
And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson from the shotgun. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Jackson on 1st down. This one complete to Gresham. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, and it's caught. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a nice second effort we just saw there, so I'm trying to get to the end zone, but a lot of times near the goal line, that second effort can lead to disaster. Make sure you hold on to the football because there's going to be guys swarming when you're carrying it.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Second down and goal. Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. From the 2-yard line yet again. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York. Corey Davis in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets would extend their lead here just before halftime. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line ready to go. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We begin with a couple of teams who have not had a ton of success in recent seasons. Arizona taking on Tampa Bay. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Ronald Jones with 2 touchdowns there. From there, we head up to our nation's capital to check on the football team at home at FedEx Field. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. De'Ami Brown, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting LA Rams. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for New England. And not much went right in those first two quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's been no contest in terms of the rushing yards. You see a much, much brighter picture there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And the half will begin with a touchback. With the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run again with Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go. First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Now a first down carry for Harris. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll look to throw here. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On the give, this is Harris. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. To throw here. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit keep away right now. They've come out here possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. This is caught. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
The coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Damian Harris taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Pats' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run from the 10. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. 1st down and more for Jackson. And all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Again, Jackson will keep it. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gets him the 1st down yardage there.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now they'll run the option to the short side left, and he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And Gresham's got it over the middle. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And that is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good. And it will extend the lead out to 24. Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the 3rd quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
The Pats at the line ready to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll drop to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there for New England.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. They run with Harris, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Patriots get a score closer. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. And it'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
That's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They've been pretty anemic on this side of the football in the second half, just 3 points, and you just saw the touchdown go the other way, so it's a 2-score game. We're not done here yet.
I think everyone's on the edge of their seats now because they're anticipating what's coming, and I sense that everyone in the stadium knows they need to keep it on the ground. So if you're going to do that, hope the quarterback is stretched a little bit. Some bootlegs, right? Some fakes inside, getting out to the perimeter. Those might be open for him. I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a parlay drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Jackson going to keep it running right.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And Davis with it left side. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
Now this one complete to Corey Davis.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Play action. Now Jackson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, it's Jackson. Dumping it off for Johnson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This to make it a 3-score game late.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will make this now a 19-point advantage.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. New England's offense set to go. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the fourth quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Carl Lawson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
Flushed out right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Berrios. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
3-yard brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd down, here's an option right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's the Jets punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Now, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Patriots take over.
New England trying to get a place on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let it fly.
And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but he does bring up 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Johnson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Jets, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they'll drop to 0-2, and they will be at home next week